Hey, what's going on YouTube? We're back with another Borderlands video, and today's topic is going to be along the lines of, did Gearbox or is Gearbox missing their announcement window for Borderlands 3? Now, the reason we're going to talk about this is due to a lot of the comments that I receive, some of the stuff we've talked about in my Discord, and I've also seen some articles talking about how Gearbox is missing an opportunity basically to steal away potential customers from some of the other looter shooters that have kind of wronged their community, so to speak. So to touch base on that, The Division came out in March of 2016. 1.8 didn't release until, I think, December 2017. So that's more than a year and a half gap between the game coming out. Now, I played The Division for, I think, about 100 hours, 80 to 100 hours, and I really liked it. I played through the story, did all this stuff, but then when you got to the end game, it was a little bit weird. It seemed confused. It didn't know what it wanted to be. Some of the decisions that Massive made seemed backwards. And now that 1.8's here, the game's in a much better place, but most of the community that gave The Division a chance, I don't know if they'll go back and boot it up. I did, and I made the decision that, wow, this has come a long way, except I don't want to invest that much time into relearning some things and that sort of stuff. So in my case, it was too little too late. As for Destiny 2, if you go onto the subreddit, every post is about how the Division Destiny 1 was cool because you could do this or that. And then there's just tons of different articles about how, the Division again, Destiny 2 failed and it failed its player base. It's hemorrhaging players. I played Destiny 2 for about 200 hours. And then when the DLC came out, that was enough for me. I felt like, wow, this is in a bad place. So the topic had come around with some articles coming out saying like, oh, well, this game's in trouble. This game's in trouble. If Gearbox jumps in right now, they could grab all these customers and it would be great. Except you get half the community that's in a position like, if I don't get news soon, I'm done. And then you get another half that's like, if they release the game rushed, I'm done. So that puts people in a place like, shit, do we announce and then blah, blah, blah? Because it seems like based off of what I've heard from Randy Pitchford and other Gearbox employees, it seems like they want to announce the game and release it within, a decent window, maybe 6 to 9 months. They don't want to announce it and then it come out 2 years later. So, they're in a precarious situation. Do I think they're missing their window? Absolutely not. I really don't. Are they starting to get to this window that people are talking about, so to speak? Yes. Are they there yet? Maybe they're coming up on it. Now, me personally, I've been saying for a while now, how cool would it be if they announced the game on February 21st, the same day, like the 6-year anniversary of that awesome Doomsday trailer? I think that would be badass, but realistically, with the amount of hype that Borderlands 3 generates, that's why you keep seeing, different articles and different, websites, and it's a hot topic because people want it. They've had the teasers with Battleborn, they've had the teasers on Randy Pitchford's Twitter, they've had the teasers in the Nerdvana podcast, they've had teasers all over the place, the tech demo, the 90% of the studios working on what you want us to be working on. All this stuff culminates into Borderlands 3 is a thing. It's just not officially announced. The other thing, people aren't saying like, oh my God, I need the game now. They just want to have an official announcement, right? That's the boat I'm in. I just want to know that the game's a thing. I'm not saying the trailer has to tell me where we'll be, who the playable characters are, what characters are returning, every gun. No, I just want to know officially that it's a thing. And I think a lot of people are in that situation. The teasers are adding up. A lot of people are getting frustrated, and I think Gearbox is having fun with it. And honestly, I get their stance. But at the end of the day, personally, I don't believe that window is missed. I think they're coming up on it. It may just be starting, but Borderlands 3 is going to be a big announcement. It's going to be talked about for weeks after it comes out. Everybody's going to want to know more. So I have to believe that if we don't see it on like a important date, I put air quotes around that, because who the hell knows if Gearbox looks at February 21st as like, oh, this is a great date in our... No, they might not do that. That's just how I think about it, because I remember when the trailer came out, I was floored. Likely, we're going to see something at one of the big conventions, whether it's PAX, whether it's E3. Personally, it's probably going to be E3 based on my thoughts, because it's likely going to be like whatever conference you're at, whether it's PlayStation, Xbox, or, you know, even if 2K holds their own or Take-Two holds their own, because we see more and more companies doing that nowadays. It's likely going to be the opener or closer, because it's a big release. Borderlands is a big franchise, and a lot of people are still talking about it because they're frustrated with other looter shooters, and whether or not you think Destiny and Borderlands are that close, because personally, they're really not that close. They're the same genre, but they're on different sides of it, man. They function in very different ways. But the point is, you can compare the two. There are some comparisons to be made, and in a world where clicks matter and everybody's trying to get a leg up, get that sweet ad revenue, if there's something somebody's talking about, they're going to want to get in on it. I mean, I'm a Borderlands YouTuber, so when there's Borderlands news, I talk about it because that's my bread and butter. But you get these websites that do everything, man, whether it's console, PC, whether it's rumors, news, this, that, or the other thing, they're looking for the next big story. And as everybody's like, where's Borderlands 3? You're going to see more and more of that. So to put out an article asking if they're missing the window and then getting that stirring, there's a reason why games that are 9, 5, and 3 years old are still being talked about, because people want more. So if we don't see something by like E3, I think people are going to start to get worried. And then after that, you hit a couple more big conventions. If we don't see it this year, people are going to be like, whoa, something's wrong. So personally, I think we'll see it at E3 this year. I really do. But there's no window of opportunity being missed, because a lot of people that play Borderlands don't really care for Destiny, and they're more in the boat of like, we just want a polished, good game. And that's where I fall. I'd love to have an announcement right now, but, you know, if that's not on the, you know, the table, that's not in the cards, when the time comes, we'll be here. All right, guys, if you got anything to add, go ahead and drop a comment. If you like the video. Do your thing. And if you guys are into Borderlands, you want to know about lore, this, that, and the other thing, consider subscribing to the channel, because I do a lot of that sort of stuff. And I think Borderlands is going to come in a big way this year. So if you want to be a part of that, find a channel that you like, and you'll be up to date on the news. Later.